How many times have you said to yourself, "When I achieve this, then I'll be happy"? Perhaps you thought that all it would take was a little more money, an ideal relationship, or the solution to a specific problem to finally experience the peace you've been searching for. But understand that waiting is like chasing the wind. Life will never be perfect in the eyes of the world, and if you tie your happiness to external conditions, you'll always be waiting for the next miracle that never seems to arrive. When I was on Earth, I saw many people with heavy hearts because they believed that life needed to change so that they could truly smile. I remember when I cured 10 lepers. They were all given a new chance, but only one came back to thank me. And that was the one who found true peace in his heart. Gratitude is a state that arises from within and does not depend on external circumstances. It's recognizing the value of the blessings that already exist, even in the midst of imperfections. What are you waiting for today? If you stop for a moment and look closely, you'll see that life is full of small gifts that go unnoticed. The air you breathe, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the simple fact that you are alive are all signs that the Father's love is with you. But the world teaches you to always want more, always the next step. The promise that you'll be happy tomorrow is an illusion. Happiness begins now, the moment you choose to see and be grateful for what you already have. Every moment of gratitude is a door you open to peace. Gratitude is not resignation. It doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending that difficulties don't exist. It is the courage to look at life as it is and find beauty, even in the simplest things. Because there is always something to be grateful for. When you do this, something profound happens. The heart becomes light, and the weight of what is missing begins to diminish. Giving thanks for the little is the key to realizing that you already live in abundance. And suddenly, the things you thought you needed to be happy begin to lose their power. The ideal job, recognition from others, even the absence of problems. All this becomes secondary to the peace you find in gratitude. It's like opening a window in a dark room. The light was already outside all along. You just need to open your heart's vision to see it. When you learn to be grateful for what you have, something powerful happens in your mind and spirit. There's a secret that few people know. Gratitude doesn't just transform your heart, it transforms your mind. Science has proven what the Father put in us from the beginning. When you cultivate gratitude, new connections are created in the brain. The mind starts looking for more reasons to be grateful, and little by little, you get rid of the anxiety that comes from constantly wanting more. A heart at peace stops being a distant promise and begins to manifest itself in the now. When you begin to give thanks, even for the smallest moments, a hot meal, a heartfelt conversation, or the simple fact of waking up another day, your outlook changes. Things that once seemed ordinary take on meaning. Gratitude is like a fertile field. What you nurture grows. If you focus on what's lacking, scarcity multiplies in your perception. But if you choose to see what you already have, the feeling of fullness begins to blossom. There's a passage I remember well. The day I fed a crowd with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Before breaking the bread, I looked up to heaven and gave thanks. It wasn't the miracle that came before the gratitude, but the gratitude that opened the way for the miracle to manifest itself. This is something you can bring into your daily life. When you give thanks, even before you see the solution, you activate a silent force that works in your favor. Gratitude not only recognizes what has already been given, but prepares the heart to receive more. Starting to practice gratitude may seem simple, but you'll soon realize that it's one of the most powerful spiritual exercises. As you give thanks, your mind begins to perceive opportunities and paths that were hidden before. Gratitude unlocks creativity and faith, because it takes the focus off what is not in your hands and puts it on what is already yours. And this new outlook does not go unnoticed by the Father. When you open up to what you have, your life begins to respond, and new blessings come naturally. Gratitude is also a reminder that you are already enough. It's not about deserving or gaining more things, but recognizing that you are loved right now, just as you are. Every time you give thanks, You affirm that you trust in God's care, and that whatever comes, there will always be something to celebrate. That's the hidden power of gratitude. It doesn't just change circumstances, but who you are in the face of them. Complaining is a habit that may seem harmless at first, but over time it eats away at the soul. Each time you choose to focus on what's wrong, the weight of dissatisfaction increases. The mind enters a vicious cycle, always looking for more reasons to justify discontent. And the more you complain, the more exhausted you feel. Complaining doesn't change reality. It only feeds the feeling that nothing is enough, that something is always missing. This constant burden takes your soul away from peace and closes your eyes to the love that is present in every detail of life. Complaining is also a form of resistance. It's as if your heart is hardened against reality, refusing to accept it. But the truth is that what you resist persists. When you fight against life and complain about what you don't have, you end up trapped in a state of dissatisfaction that prevents you from seeing the blessings around you. Complaining is like walking on quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. There is a powerful choice available to you. Replace every complaint with gratitude. You don't have to pretend that everything is perfect, but you can learn to look at situations through different eyes. Instead of complaining about having a tiring job, be grateful for the opportunity to make a living. Instead of getting angry at the traffic, use this moment to take a deep breath and send thoughts of peace to the people around you. That way you can turn the tables. It's not about denying difficulties, but about choosing not to be their prisoner. Remember when I said that the mouth speaks from the heart? That goes for thoughts too. If you fill your heart with gratitude, your words and attitudes will naturally reflect this change. Likewise, when complaining takes up too much space, it contaminates your relationships, your choices, and your inner peace. That's why every moment of complaint is an opportunity for you to wake up and realign your mind. Try this exchange today. Every time a complaint arises, make it a reason to give thanks. If a difficulty arises, ask yourself, what does this situation want to teach me? It may seem like a small gesture, but it has the power to change the direction of your thoughts and, over time, transform your reality. The peace you seek is not in the control of situations, but in the way you decide to see them. And when you begin to see the world through eyes of gratitude, even storms take on new meaning. Life won't always be smooth sailing, and we will all face storms at some point. It could be an unexpected loss, illness, deep frustration, or even that silent feeling of emptiness. But know that even in these moments it is possible to find purpose, and gratitude is the key that opens that door. Gratitude in these difficult times is not a denial of pain, but a way to go through it with faith and hope. The soul that gives thanks, even in the midst of chaos, finds a kind of strength that doesn't shake. When I was in the Garden of Gethsemane, faced with the greatest pain I would ever face, I prayed to the Father that, if it were possible, that cup would pass from me. But in the end, I surrendered to His will with gratitude, knowing that the purpose was greater than the suffering. Sometimes you won't understand the why of difficulties at the moment you're experiencing them either, but with a grateful heart, you can find peace to move forward. It is this trust that will allow you to see that every storm carries a lesson and a chance to grow. If you look deep enough, there will always be something to be grateful for, even on the darkest of days. It could be the presence of a loved one, an unexpected gesture of kindness, or simply the strength you didn't even know you had, but which emerges to face the challenge. Gratitude in these moments is not about solving the problem, but about changing the way you look at it. It helps you take the focus off despair and see a light, however small, pointing the way. Maybe you're going through a storm right now. If so, I want to remind you that the Father is with you, even if everything seems confusing. Pain is not the end of the story. There is purpose in the midst of it. When you choose to give thanks, even for small things, you are telling the universe and yourself that you believe better days will come. And more than that, you are opening yourself up to the realization that God's grace is already present, even in the midst of trials. Life doesn't promise an absence of challenges, but gratitude guarantees that you will find beauty and meaning along the way. And when the storm passes, and it always does, you'll look back and realize how much you've grown. Giving thanks for what you learn in difficulties prepares your heart for the abundance to come, like the earth renewing itself after the rain. It is this inner change that opens the cycle to new blessings. Gratitude is like a seed. Every time you plant it, it grows and multiplies, generating new fruit. True abundance is not just in what you have, but in the way you perceive life. A grateful mind sees opportunities where others only see limitations, and a grateful heart is always ready to receive more. Not because it's asking for it, but because it already lives as if it has enough. This is the cycle of abundance. The more you give thanks, the more you align yourself with the flow of blessings that the Father has prepared for you. Some people think that abundance is only about money or possessions, but it goes much further than that. Abundance is living with the certainty that you lack nothing, because the essentials are already within you. It's knowing that every morning is a new chance, every encounter is an opportunity to love, and every challenge is a bridge to growth. Gratitude puts you in this state of consciousness. When you open yourself up to gratitude, your energy changes and your surroundings begin to respond to this change. Just like the farmer who trusts in the harvest and tends the land with love, you too can cultivate gratitude on a daily basis, even before you see the fruit. Those who are grateful for what they already have don't live in anxiety about what is to come, but experience the peace of those who trust in the perfect timing of things. And this trust attracts more blessings, because a heart at peace becomes a magnet for all that is good. Life flows lightly when you're not stuck in lack, but anchored in the certainty that God's love never fails. An example of this is in the parable of the talents. Those who used and valued the little they received gained even more. It's not just about multiplying material resources, but valuing what is within your reach, your time, your words, your relationships. Gratitude is this constant appreciation, an attitude that transforms any scenario and makes you live in a state of blessing, no matter what happens. And when you put yourself in that state, life responds. Each thank you is like a silent prayer. It makes room for the new because you have already recognized the value of what you have. Abundance is not a distant destination, but a cycle that you activate every day, with every choice. And so, like the earth that renews itself each season, your heart will also blossom with new fruits and new joys. Gratitude is the certainty that what you need is already on its way, and that in fact, you've always had everything essential. I know that living with gratitude in a world full of challenges is not always easy. Walking this path takes courage. There are days when everything around you seems to conspire against the peace of your heart, and giving thanks can seem like the last thing you want to do. But it is precisely in these moments that you grow stronger. Gratitude is a profound spiritual practice, an exercise that transforms not only the way you see life, but also who you are. And little by little, this transformation bears lasting fruit. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, and a joy that comes from the Spirit, not from fleeting things. Choosing to live the teachings I shared while on earth is a journey that requires perseverance. Not because the path is full of impositions or sacrifices, but because it challenges you to let go of the ego's expectations and open up to something greater. However, every step is worth it. Gratitude will heal wounds you didn't even know you were carrying, and your heart will feel lighter as you realize that, with or without difficulties, you are already enveloped by the Father's love. And the more you choose to give thanks, the more you align yourself with this love that never fails. I want you to take this message to heart and experience gratitude in your life from today onwards. Start small. When you wake up, when you eat, when you talk to a loved one, find an opportunity to give thanks in these moments. Don't worry if it feels strange at first. Over time, you'll realize that this new outlook will change the way you face challenges, bringing a silent strength and peace that the world can't give. If this message has touched your heart, share this light with others. Gratitude grows when we spread the good. Write in the comments something you're grateful for today. Your word could be the encouragement someone else needs. And if you're not already part of this journey here, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. That way, we can walk together, week after week, sharing words that edify and bring hope. Also, leave your like if you wish, and help this message reach more hearts that need it. Thank you for being here and for walking with me to the end of this video. May your path be illuminated, and may gratitude open every door you need. May you discover day after day that the kingdom of God already dwells in you, and that even in difficult times, you are never alone. May peace be with you, today and always.